Podyum Live. I'm Vincent Purvis. I'm here with the man, the all-star European, almost NFL legendary receiver, Roman Runner. What's going on, Roman?
Oh man, I appreciate that. It's good, man. It's good having a good time out here.
I always try to give you a good intro if I can, man. We're gonna talk to you
That's
first. Let's
I
talk
already know it's
about
love.
first. Let's just talk about last season. You were playing in Finland with the Hämeenlinna Huskies. Can you tell us a little bit about how the season went and what went on out there in Hämeenlinna?
Okay. We had high expectations before the season. We brought in a lot of talent, and it played out pretty well. You know, for the first half of the season, we were killing it. You know, putting up a lot of numbers. You know, basically living up those expectations, and being a first-year club in the Maple League, the top league there. We hit some adversity, and we countered back from it. And at the end of the season, we climbed up and we finished well. We didn't get to the Maple League Championship, but we made it to the playoffs. And for a first-year club in that league, I think we ended up well.
What about you personally, Roman? Tell us a little bit about the season you had playing on both sides of the ball, both receiver and defensive back for the Huskies.
It was tough. It was a tough job, very physically demanding, but I've done it throughout my career. Last year was probably the most I've been on the field though. Out of all 4 years I played in Finland, it was physically demanding. I got a couple bumps and bruises midway through the season. I had to sit out a game, but I bounced back. Mm, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I made a lot of plays personally. I thought I made a lot of plays last year. Um, I definitely felt the impact. I mean, I definitely felt when I was off the field how the offense would flow and how the defense would flow, and I realized I was a big part of that team last year, big piece of it.
Definitely. Like
I like the city. The city was good, very small city. Go ahead.
Well, speaking of the small city in Hämeenlinna, you're an expert on Finland. You've played there for 4 years. Tell us a little bit about how you became an international football player. Tell us your route. How'd you end up getting into playing internationally?
Well, when I was back home out of college, I was training for my pro day, and anything else that popped up, any trials that were there, CFL, whatever. I didn't make it to the league. I think like a couple of days after the NFL draft, I got a phone call from I forgot who exactly it was, but it was just a weird number just popped on my phone, and I was like, "Oh, this is it right here." I was like, "This is some NFL something. Somebody's calling me," and it wasn't it, but it was a random phone number from San Aoki, and they're like, "You want to come out here and play ball, such and such?" And I was like, "Man, I've done all of this training, I've been grinding my ass off." It's like, oh, I don't want it to just be for nothing. So I went there. I just did, yep. And then next couple of days, and I think it was like one of the last imports to show up. And I think we had a game the next 2 weeks or a week after that. So I said, yeah, fly me out tomorrow. I'm there. Boom, got out there, and I just enjoyed it. And after the season, I had a good, successful first season, and I just got interest after that. I just kept going back year after year after year, and every year I seen how well the league is better. So that's a drawback for me. I mean, that's a draw for me. Like every year I see the competition is getting better, the exposure is getting better, the organization of the teams are getting better. Like last year, all the games were televised, which I thought was huge. So every year I see it getting better. So I like to be a part of things like that.
Well,
So that's what keeps bringing me back.
for the people that don't know you, I know me and you've talked a lot online the last year. What were some of those teams that you played on in Finland for the people who don't know the teams in Finland that you played with?
played for the San Diego Crocodiles my first year. My second year, I played for the Podyum Butchers. Third year, I played for the Turku Trojans, and last year I played for the Hämeenlinna Huskies. Every season was pretty successful. I think the only time I didn't make playoffs was my second year with the Butchers.
Well, that's still a feat in itself that you played at 4 different teams at the top level in Finland as well. You definitely always played as one of the best players on the team. Now I hear that you're in Australia. Is that correct?
Yeah, man, I'm in Perth, Australia, playing for the Swan City Titans.
Okay, the Swan City Titans, that's a new developmental expansion team out there in Australia. What does it look like there in the first season so far? Like, how's things going?
Well, a lot of these players never played football before. They literally just seen posts on Facebook or word of mouth, the grapevines in general, that there was going to be a football team in this area of Perth. And people just liked the idea. They heard of the game, and they just showed up. And that was a few months before I got here. So they were already in process of, developing players and getting gear, just teaching them, football. So there's a lot of rookies, but they're good rookies. They're athletic. The thing about Australia is they don't have a sport where, they have to move like football. I mean, they have Australian rugby and stuff like that, but there's no sport here where they have to run backwards or they have to, twist their hips a lot and get low and such like that. So that's their biggest obstacle for them. I've noticed that, but they are athletic and they're very coachable. That's what I like about them. They're very coachable. They want to learn. They want to ask you questions. They're just eager to learn. And to me personally, I could be around that type of crowd all the time. Anybody who wants to learn, I love that. I don't like the people who think they know it all and such, or they think I'm just trying to be bigger than them by teaching them things. Here, there's none of that. They just want to learn.
All about the sport, all about football. Huh?
Good though.
So,
all about football. And yeah.
In comparison, about how far along do you think it'll take Australia to catch up to kind of some of the teams in Europe, like maybe even Finland? Like, about how far behind do you think they are out there?
I would say maybe about 3 years. I can see them. I can see having like 3 years. I mean, I've only played 3 games. I played supposedly the best team in our league a couple of weeks ago, and the similarities to them versus a lot of Finnish teams, I would say they looked like the Crocodiles last year. No, sorry, they're like the Trojans of last year. The best team here is like Trojans last year.
Okay, well, I'm glad that gave me a visual. That's a really good visual of what the level of play is like there. What's the import situation out there? Are there a lot of imports, or is it not? Because I know a lot of teams don't pay players in Australia.
It depends where you come from, your background. So me, I could be the only import on the field because I play on the States. So it's like a number thing. You can't go over like 4 or 5 or something like that. I'm still learning myself. So I count as 3 points whenever I'm on the field because I play Division I football. And I think Division II football, it's like 2 points. Division III, it's 1 point. And NIA, junior colleges, just high school, those are free. So those people, you can bring in as many junior college players as you want, and they can all be on the field at the same time. So it's something like that. It's like how many numbers you have on the field.
That's interesting.
But you can bring in as many as you want.
That's going to be interesting
Yeah,
when the league gets a little bit more developed and they start to try to play those like international games against other countries and stuff.
right, right.
That's something
I
people.
think also there's something for the like European players, but European players if they played or if they got paid to play somewhere in Europe, that counts as like a division two, something like that. So I'm also learning self. Um, I had no knowledge of anything in Australia before I got here. I just heard that it's a nice country. Perth is a nice city. Um, and that's about it. Shit.
Tell us more about Perth, the city you're in right now. What's the life like and the culture out there in the city of Perth?
It's crazy, man. It looks a lot like California. A lot like California. They got palm trees, beaches. The city is very. It's a small big city. You know, they got like a small center area, but I mean like a big center area, but it's like not that far out. A lot of outskirts, a lot of suburbs. The wildlife, you know, they got that whole thing like there's just kangaroos just jumping around the streets and stuff like that, which I do think happens here in Australia, but in this city, it's not like that. Like I've seen a bunch of kangaroos, but they're just not in the random areas, like walking down the street and they'll just start boxing each other. And there's pretty big spiders. There are spiders out here, and it bugged me out a little bit. I get every morning I'm waking up with maybe a different spider bite or something like that, different bump, but I think my body's just adjusting to it. But it's nice though, man. The weather's nice.
Gotta get
Oh
that.
man, it's been real nice. Sometimes today it started raining. It'll just like spot rain, but it's hot while it's doing it, so uh, it's windy as hell too. But it's cool, man. People are nice here. People are cool. I like it. It's laid back, very laid back.
And similar to where you come from. So that's definitely got to be a plus.
Man, it's very similar. The salary out here is a lot, man. I heard you work at Target, you know, just some regular Foot Locker or something like that, and make like $25 an hour, 30
Is
bucks an hour.
the cost of
So
living high then?
they're good to their people. The cost of living, like the actual housing is not like crazy numbers. You know what I mean? It's probably like an average place in the States or something like that. Um, but the groceries, yeah, it could be pretty pricey. Going out to eat and such like that is pretty pricey. But I still think it's a better economy than like
Yeah,
America.
definitely depends on the economy. What about
Yeah.
the I talked to you about this earlier. What about like the local like accents? Like can you do any impressions of what Australian people sound like?
Can I do any impressions? I try and they keep telling me it's like it's horrible. Um, they use funny words to describe people like they call people mups, like mops. They call girls like Sheilas. Like for a guy, I guess I'm a bloke. Um, they they call each other the C word all the time. It's crazy. And I keep thinking like they're just being disrespectful, but they just use it for everything and anything. Um, you know the whole I got a shrimp on the barbie kind of thing. They don't even use the word shrimp, so I think that's kind of made up.
Uh,
Um, yeah, like the inner city people, you know, they speak a lot more clear. I can follow them, but the I met a couple of people from like the countryside and stuff, and it's just hard to pick their dialect up. It's very hard.
Still got to be interesting to be around all those different type of accents, though. You got to work on an impression. So next time we talk, you can give us a good impression of Australian accent and have a couple sentences ready.
Yeah, I'll give you a good one next time for sure.
So, speaking on Swan City Titans, you guys got a game coming up this weekend. Is that right?
Yeah, we got a game on Saturday.
Who you guys playing and how y'all doing so far this season?
Uh, we're 2-1. The only team we lost to was the Roosters of this league out here. Basically, I think they won like 6 in a row, 7 in a row, something like that. But we're doing good. I think we'll make playoffs. Honestly, I feel like we'll play they're called the Rockingham Vipers. I think we'll play the Vipers in the championship. Just off the feel of just a level of competition since I've been out here. And we actually do have a lot of weapons on our offense, and our defense is getting better now that we're focusing more on, and coverages and stuff. Since I've been here, we're getting a little bit more specific on things. So
You
I
playing
think
both
we're getting
ways
better
out
on
there?
defense and offense. Excuse me.
Are you playing both ways out there, offense and defense?
Yeah, but I'm not playing both ways like killing myself this time.
Mm.
I'll go win a drive, we'll put up some points, and then I'll sit maybe a drive or two. So I will be on both sides of the ball, but I'm playing free safety on defense. So really I'm just trying to be a field general and just tell people where to go and such. And not really putting my body on the line like that when it comes to like tackling and stuff. Um, Yeah, but we're doing good. 2-1 so far. I can see us being successful throughout the whole season and getting to the playoffs. We got the Jets coming up this weekend, I believe. They're in the same area as Perth. Perth is like one of the most isolated cities in the world. So all the teams are located in this city, just in different locations or in this region.
Okay. So is it playing against the Jets? Is that kind of like a local rivalry type thing?
Um, I don't think we have a rivalry yet, being a new club. But
That's why you have to make one. That's what this has to be.
yeah, I would hope that we would make the Vipers the better team in the league, our rivals. Keep going at them. Seeing if we see them 3 times a year, it makes sense. We play them
Yeah.
twice this season and then once in the championship, and so I would hope we'd make them the rivals.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I really got for you today, Roman. I just want to talk to you, catch up with you, let everybody know what you're doing. You're out there in Australia balling as usual. We won't speak about what you're going to do after the season because you guys just got into this season. But we do wish you the best of luck out there in Swan
Yeah.
City first with the Titans. And any last words, man?
Um, Not really, man. I appreciate it like always. Hey, if you want to get at me like later in the season about my next move, I'm always happy to do these interviews. But nah, good. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me again.
We appreciate you joining us on Podium Live, man. Take it easy.